remember getting on this train, already out of town along the bay. The seats are pretty comfy though, I got some food from home, some bread and cheese and apple. I'll sit and watch the shoreline slide away. But I don't remember getting on this train. Never bought a ticket for this train. Conductor smiles and nods as he goes by. I ask when the next station is. Don't worry, you won't miss it. He'll slow you down before you stop. That's how you're gonna know. I don't remember getting on this train. If I weren't on this train, I'd be out there on the tide flats, raking wire, basket, digging clams. Back to the cottage kitchen where the chowder pot is simmering. Mom and Bob are cackling about the butcher's jokes today. But the laughs I hear are just two gals behind me on my ride. And I don't remember getting on this train. From sitting with my dad. He's riding just a few cars up ahead. He still enjoys the ride, the gentle rocking side to side. Look how the sunlight hits that hill. Remember when we climbed it? Not that one, Dad, but yes, it surely looked like it that day. Here beside me now, it's so long since I walked you home. You let me take you books, I couldn't think of what to say. But here now we can talk about our trials and our travels. Sit and watch the golden fields roll by. Still, I don't remember getting on this train. Ripples widen in the pool, the cradle, every ancient soul catch sunsparks, eucalyptus leaves and sky. The bark canoe slides forward as he leans back on his pole. Beneath his breath, his father's song will rise. 2,000 years away, a gondolier leans on his own. From turrets, steps, canals and stones, his father's song resounds all who pull and all who roam and sing their soul song as they go. You can feel them turn the world around. From towers all around the town, long shadows as the sun goes down. vesper bells all hear each other ring. The organ's diapason, honey in the choirs of liaison to their father as the congregation sing. The spirit moves to minarets, muezzins make the call to prayer. The faithful bow in concert on the ground. All who sing and all who ring and all who join in listening and all who play and all who pray will know they move as one day. Hear them as they turn the world around. You're both in bed now, feigning sleep. You're newlywed and new to fight. You floated through all yesterday in bliss. Sharp words both ways, cut both ways deep. You hope you'll make it through the night. Your father never sang a song for this, but listen for breathing, match your drawings into hers. If she sleeps, then so may you. If not, a hand may yet find yours. They'd enemies in unison, anemones unfurled, wave together, nearer ever. Hear each other, you can turn the world. Old player piano, come take me away from whatever I thought so important today. For 18 long years I have left you neglected, except for some treasures on top I've collected. Pink shells from the Gulf, a frame-tight pool serene, 2 bulldogs, my junior high little league team. I'll sit by this shrine, let your vibrations guide me. To play you again is my dream. Pictures come take me back out to the lake where the evening sun gilds the beach stairs with grace. A family out picking cabbage and corn. Some are still with us, some have passed on, but the light that we love still streams through the trees there, over vines pictures keep beaming above my piano. Remind me my loved ones are near. Old broken metronome brought from my father's home presto is now the long tempo, you know. Take me back to the time when you kept time so slow, kept me practicing when I just wanted to grow up and follow my brother to the world he had known. Play guitar, steal a kiss, find a love of my own. Mahogany metronome, keeping time slow, told me then what I now yearn to know. Piano, I pray thee now, do as you will with this errand old singing who sits by you still. Let your chords tie into love locked inside of me, songs that can comfort, inspire and thrill. You're part of a dream that just won't fade away, and I thought till just now I had no more to say. So my fingers alight as your keys black and white turn me open, play me tonight. My family came and settled down, year of 34. Homesteaded near Wyethstown, your father owned the store. We played together, laughed and cried since we were very young. Over hill and meadowside, of gold and green we'd run, and there was no one to say my sidewalk light in New Orleans and never think of me. And I never thought when the railroad come you'd ever go. Things on which changed in Wyattstown since you left that day. With 6 long summers come and gone, there's a little more to say. But Sunday after church we crossed the golden fields of hay and climbed the ridge above the town to wait along the right of way for the white smoke coming rising in the sky. Blue as your sun's eyes, following the train as it goes by. Hey there, buddy, you know you don't have to snub me. You can say hello in passing on the street. You got her keys, I never had 'em. I hope that will gladden you, so just be civil anytime we meet. The lady let me know the score. You won what you were playing for. Just take your prize, enjoy it, but make sure you treat her kind. 'Cause even though she made me go, I'll be okay, because I know I got a little corner of her mind. And I'm in there smiling while she's kissing you good morning. You'll taste my cooking in your food, you'll drink my kind of wine. And even if you kill me dead, I'm in your bed, I'm in her head. I got a little corner of her mind. I'm in there smiling while she's kissing you good morning. You'll taste my cooking in your food, you'll drink my kind of wine. And even if you kill me dead, I'm in your bed, I'm in her head. I got a little corner of her mind. Well, the lady told me yesterday she didn't love me anyway. Guess I'll spend my time now running free. Still I'll read her letters when she writes me, and I'll come when she invites me. When we're talking, just go in and watch TV. I took that picture on the wall. You'll see my footprints in the hall. The coffee mug you drink from at her table once was mine. You might as well get used to me, 'cause where she is, there I will be. I got a little corner of her mind. I'm in there smiling while she's kissing you good morning. You'll A board of pinned up souvenirs upstairs in a forgotten room. I passed them by these many years. I thought I might go through them. Here a steeple draws my eye towards skies scrubbed clear with cotton clouds. The pilgrim church where you and I would read our poems, say our vows. Next, a formal on great stairs mid family, friends and flowers. If we had doubts, we didn't know it. If we knew, we wouldn't show it. Saint Francesco of San Marco, pigeons in your hair. Running down the beach with gulls, you're almost in the air. Next, astride a cannon in a fort in Nova Scotia. Élysée, Galatoine, Ocean City bumper cars. Pacific tides would pull you. I tried but couldn't hold you. No picture when you said you've done your best and I just can't stay. No picture when we loaded for your wagon for the west. I rode with you to Omaha and kissed you on your way. Here's the postcard that you sent from Reykjavik last year. Traveling with new family, found contentment. Now I hear in your mother's town now, no more steeple in the square. Clapboard, yew trees bulldozed down, just concrete condos there. Pacific tides would pull you. I tried but couldn't hold you. No picture when you said you've done your best and just can't stay. No picture when we loaded for your wagon for the west. I rode with you to Omaha and kissed you on your way. One more photo on the sofa, this one I might keep. Velvet Elvis, dog's cat, you all curled up in a happy heap. That was then, and then was golden sheaves of love and laughter. This is now, and then is done, but now reopens after all. With trembling fingers, one by one, I'm tearing down these pictures from the wall. Pacific tides would pull you. I tried but couldn't hold you. No picture when you said you've done your best, I just can't stay. No picture when we loaded for your wagon for the west. I rode with you to Omaha and kissed you on your way. your day, forgetting that you're traveling on. Forsake the highway, take her smile, and follow to her forest home. Sits you down in sun-filled rooms, a meal to share of bread and cheese and fresh spring water from a glistening mug of porcelain. You talk about your magic town, how you'd planned on going there, and all this time you vaguely feel you might be getting more than you could give her ever. But for now, you're two together. You take her hand and start to walk, saying not a thing. Slide through shafts of sunshine while she shows she's glad to find you. You stop and stand together by a spring, reflected in the rippling pool. Are you and she? The waves remind you. It set out in a morning not too long ago, searching for a place you dreamed you had to go. Without warning, drop her hand. You're hoping that she'd understand. You hadn't meant to leave so soon. You'd almost spend an afternoon. You see her wave while glancing back towards setting sun. You can't explain, give word a song or tarry longer only. You're on your way to Ravender. You'll have more time for living then, but now you're one and lonely. Way down back of the good food store, they built us out an ocean floor. That's where we lucky lobsters love to loll. They feed us scraps of hard salami, chèvre, olives, and edamame. Each day we're on another kind of roll. Pilgrims thought we were fertilizer. Later gourmets learned to prize our springy sweet white flesh, dry brushed with tangerine and salmon. To sell us from captivity is wrong, they say, but secretly we think our great good fortune might have more to do with mammon. And could they grill us? No, no, no. And they couldn't just kill us now. What would they tell the tofu swells and the friends of free-range buffalo? Hog got sold before our day at a dandy dinner in old swell, or cast a spell, and wilt all their redigio. Meanwhile, my life's like no other. I play my drum with my twin brother. We dance the quadrille, sing our song to 3:15 till morning, then we fall asleep on cobble in a happy heap. Some jellyfish on night, like if we ever have to pee. Old friends arrive from stores everywhere, sacks of rockweed next day. Could they poach us too slow? Ooh-wee. Now they're gonna coach us with yoga classes, meditation, 10-step meetings, each crustacean will be all the lobster he or she can be. Lobster ranch with dinner bell, 4 years at sea, we've known this well. With all our last swim would be in some big blue speckled pot. So every day, the chosen many, we gather round, raise our antennae with a lobster podcast live at noon. Give thanks for what we got. Lucky lobsters live forever, drinking sparkling Clementine. Sunrise gleams on Park Street spires, warblers wake and we rise. Good morrow, 'cause we hear them here below. Bleacher fans and Brahmins know we're Juliet and Romeo, two swans on Garden Pond, out turning slow. We're cursing lovebirds, best of breed. They placed us in our willowed Eden, snowy white on emerald green, to glide in
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are gonna get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll pull it together and we'll get it undone. Someday your head will be lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll pull it together and we'll get it undone. when you're going much lighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are gonna get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are gonna get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll find together under the beautiful sun. Someday, when the world is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll live together like the beautiful one. Someday, when your head is much lighter. Ooh, la 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 la. Ooh, yeah, la 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 la. Ooh, things will get brighter right now. Right now, yeah. Right now, right now. Joey, 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 Joe. You've been too long in one town. Now it's time to go, time to go. Sings Joey. Joey, 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 Joe. You've been too long in one place. Now the harvest times come and go. That's what the wind sings to me. With the bunk I've been bunking in, gets the feeling too soft and cozy. With the grub they've been feeding me, it starts to tasting too good. But I've seen all I want of the ladies in the neighborhood. Sings Joey, 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 Joey. Long in one place. Now the harvest times come and go. You've been too long in one town. Now the harvest times come and go. When Sunny gets blue, her eyes get gray and cloudy. Then the rain begins to fall. Pitter patter, pitter patter. Love is gone, so what can matter? No sweet love of man comes to call. When Sonny gets blue, she breathes a sigh of sadness, like the wind that stirs the tree. Winds that set the leaves a-swaying, like some violins a-playing, weird and haunting melody. People used to love to hear her laugh, see her smile, that is how she did get her name. Since that sad affair, she's lost her smile and she's changed her style. Somehow she's not quite the same. But memories will fade and pretty dreams will rise up where her other dreams fell through. Hurry, new love, hurry near, kiss away each lonely tear and hold her near when Sonny gets blue. Maybe I should have saved those leftover dreams. Funny that rainy day is here. Here's that rainy day they told me about, and I laughed at the thought that it might turn out this way. Where's a worn-out wish that I threw aside? That's brought my lover near. It's funny how love becomes a cold, rainy day. For some of you, that rainy day is here. That rainy day is here. I was born by the river in a little town, and just like that river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, there is. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes, there is. And so I went to my brother, and I said, brother, help me, please. But he just wound up knocking me back down on my knees. There were times that I thought I wouldn't last too long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, 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 long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, there is. And so I went to my brother and I said, brother, help me, please. But he just wound up knocking me back down on my knees. There were times that I thought I wouldn't last too long, but just like that river, I gotta keep carrying on. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, there is. Welcome this evening, y'all. Nice to be hanging out. I'm playing my guitar from the basement just because I wanted to give it a chance to be on TV. It's a little bit raggedy sounding, and it slips out of tune, but I love my basement guitar. It's called a Jasmine, and it would cost me $150. So if anybody was wondering, well, where's the Santa Cruz or the Martin? I'm playing the Jasmine tonight. And tonight, I'm going to be doing tunes. I'll do my commercial for Who Gets 10% tonight and such. But I'm doing songs, and I'm going to do some more talking tonight. I'm going to do more talking tonight than usual because I'm going to talk about tunes of mine and what was the origination of them. It was a theme brought up by my buddy Scott Williamson, and old buddy from college. And as soon as he logs on, I'll make sure I get to talk about the one tune that he has one viewpoint of, and I have another one altogether. You are there, Scott. I'll do that tune then. I'm going to do, it's called Just the Way That It Was, and maybe I'll talk about it after the tune, and we can discuss a little bit. We can discuss just a little bit. Was it the Lone Ranger's face that never looked like mine, or a flesh-toned Crayola to fix it up fine? Was it the first man in space, or the second or third, or a picture of Jesus, or the stories I'd heard? Well, they can't be the reasons for why I took aim. When I shouldered that rifle, I shouldered the blame. But just for one moment it all seemed the same, like it was just the way that it was. Was it rocks through a window at some kids on a bus? Was it Amos and Andy? Hey, they look just like us. Was it sweet Miss America in her lily white gown? Is the man in the moon just a little bit brown? They can't be the reasons for why I took aim. When I shouldered that rifle, I shouldered the blame. But just for one moment it all seemed the same, like it was just the way that it was. Oh, it was such a surprise, Mama shouting, come and look, see. We was on the TV. Oh, and a sight for her eyes. Count us. 1, 2, 3. Now I have to admit, now that I've had my say, things were different back then than they are here today. And I wish I'd have seen it when I was a kid. Maybe I'd have stopped doing all the things that I did. 'Cause when the governor don't call and they pull the switch down and I dim all the lights in this little old town, where they look back at me when the years roll around, like it was just the way that it was. Oh, it was such a surprise, Mama shouting, come and look, see. We was on the TV. Oh, what a sight for my eyes. Count us. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that is off of Fugitives. It's called Just the Way That It Was. And I recorded it with just me and piano. And the piano was played by Canadian folk star Jane Seabury. And in her apartment, we just dropped mics in front of the piano and turned one of the mics around. And I sang into that mic, and the other mic picked up the piano. And that's the version we kept. And I'm going to paraphrase. Scott says it's about, despite all the things that happen, it's about personal recognizance of what actually went down with an individual and how they're taking responsibility. And I actually consider that song an indictment on the modern world, particularly the modern, thank you, John, the modern American world, where you are, modern being post-1950 or so. This song, I picture this individual giving their last words at their execution. And what they are basically saying is that there were so many things in their life that pointed towards a non-black existence. Everything around them was either white or non-black. And that didn't matter. He's fully responsible for what he did. However, he feels like he may have had a better chance if he had better examples of things in the world that were in recognizance of his black being in nature. And that's where that song comes from. It's just proven that children do better when they see themselves in their cartoons and their literature and such. And that's why, like they come around the 70s and 80s, they started making books with black characters in them and somebody that we could look up to. I always wanted to be Ilya Kuryakin from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I picked the whitest guy I could come up with because his name was strange, and I felt maybe, I don't know, I'm looking back, hindsight is 2020, but Ilya Kuryakin, he had to get his ass kicked because he was Russian. How can anybody like a Russian guy that was fighting the good fight? I didn't know. So I felt in tune with that guy. So my name, I'm going to type my name in here, and maybe you could look on your screen and see it. This was my Black Russian superhero spy name, Eknav Nala Treblik, which is Vance Allen Gilbert backwards. So that's what I was identifying with. I was identifying with David McCollum, an English blonde actor, because there were no black actors on TV except the occasional Bill Cosby from I Spy, and we know how that turned out, and Julia, and there was nobody black to hold on to, and for marginalized populations of people that don't have good examples, that's where you might end up. That's what that song means to me. He does take responsibility in the end of the song, but the point was in that song, it's him saying, world, you can do better. You can do better, world, because I needed a better example. But thank you, Scott, for no, that's really okay, Scott, that you got what you got out of it is just as well. And I'm going to brag a little bit for a minute, because I think my songwriting is pretty hot, and I think it can operate on a bunch of levels. Let me play you another really old one. See if I can get through this, and I'll talk about where this song came from. These old fans of mine. Anybody recognize this? I've been driving these back roads for 40 odd years, delivering these goods town after town. I'm union, I'm black, I got a wife and 2 kids, and I'll put them through college, dragging this trailer around. I've been in hundreds of these places that dot these dark highways. They stay open all night with their bright neon signs. They're a welcome oasis for us lonesome old drivers. We pull up our diesels with red bleary eyes. So I stop for the paper and that good cup of coffee, and I read and remember how quickly things change. But a slap on the back, someone says, hey bro, what's happening? But it come from so many, Lord, and I don't know their names. But it's nothing you notice and you can't understand. So I keep to the right of the broken white line, but my eyes are still wandering, 'cause I always be looking for that good cup of coffee. I could sit at this counter, get served in a minute, small talk the weather, or say nothing at all, but it's there, I can feel it. For many years past, saying, if left up to me, I wouldn't serve you at all. I take it blacker with cream and any old sweetener. The hotter the better, but warm is okay. I'd even choke down a donut, fold up my paper, pay my $1.50, and be on my way. Well, it might seem the same for both you and me, the check and the smile that says, have a nice day. But as I climb up into my cab, I adjust my rearview mirror, and that's when I notice my color. But it's nothing you notice, and you can't understand. So I keep to the right of the broken white line, but my eyes are still wandering, 'cause I'll always be looking, eternally searching for it. I'm always looking for that good cup of coffee. Well, that goes back a million years. So if you took in some of that song, my father told me a story when he was in the Army. One of the things he knew how to do was drive. So they took my father in as a driving instructor. This was World War II. Now, World War II, a black man could be drafted into World War II, but they weren't issued firearms. They were basically in service to those that were fighting, and that was mostly white men. But there were some other jobs to be done, and my father taught half-track driving. That was the thing with the wheels in the front and the treads in the rear. And he also taught driving large trucks and tractor trailers. And that was his gig. And he was, they were driving a long haul from somewhere around, I don't remember where it was, but they were driving up from the south, and they were coming through Georgia, and they had to take some back roads, and they took these back roads. It was like 4 of these trucks full of these black men with their white sergeants and lieutenants over top of them, and they pulled off at this one place for everyone to be fed. And I guess at this point, everyone on these trucks had gotten to know each other a bit after these long hauls. These black men, privates, and these all their commanding officers who were white. And they pulled over to this one place. It was a bunch of tents and barbecue pits and such, and the sign hung out. And they pulled up and pulled around, and that was going to be a lot of money. And they were refused service. And even the white ones were refused service because they were with the black ones. These were enlisted white men and their black privates and such driving these trucks. And for the way my father tells it, they were so irate and they were so tired that the white sergeants and all just sort of headed back to the truck and turned their backs. And all the black men that were on these trucks basically leveled that place. They tipped over everything. They just destroyed this joint and then drove off before anybody could call the police or anything else. They just, because no one would have believed it, but they basically tore the place down. And I said to myself, wow, I can't put all of that in a song. So I basically came up with the idea. I wondered what it would be like to be in the head of a black truck driver going through the years of driving. And I've had to change the lyrics because when I first wrote this song, I wrote this song, it's from in the early 80s. And it was I've been driving these back roads for 20 odd years, which would have put it in the 70s, which would have made more sense then. But now that I've gotten older and the song's gotten older, I'm like, I've been driving these back roads for 40 odd years. This guy's been driving a long time. Yeah, Don, your uncle was a no-nonsense cat. Like you said. I mean, he could be nonsensical and fun, but they weren't playing that night. And what I love about the story is that the white guys turned their backs and said, "We didn't see anything," you know, and these black cats just tore this place up, man. And so I wrote the song, and the little caveat part of that I want to tell you folks is that I played this song years ago at an open mic, and I'll never forget. And this goes to you, Scott, too, because of what you took from Just the Way That It Was. A guy came up to me after playing this song. I'll never forget him. I'll never forget his face. He had all white hair and wrinkled, and had a beard. It was kind of a rough open mic. It was in Alston, Massachusetts. And he came up to me with his hair, and he had tears in his eyes. And he said, and his mustache, I'll never forget, he had a handlebar, like a walrusy mustache. And the front of that mustache was as brown as can be, because he smoked filterless, whatever they were. And he comes up to me and he says, "Young man, I love that song so much because I was a truck driver." And that's what he got. There was no story other than that, or color. He was a truck driver. He recognized another truck driver. And that's what he took home from the story. And it reminds me of the saying, I'm not sure, I don't remember who said it, but somebody said, some singer-songwriter said that when I sing a song, it's none of my business what you get out of it once I put it out there. And that was that's one of the heaviest things anyone has ever said to me, songwriting wise. Because if you write a song that can operate on these various levels, then that just means the world. That just means the world. So, holy smoke! So this night is getting this one's getting heavy this evening. I hope you don't mind. You guys asked for this. Blame Scott Williamson. He asked for this night. I wish I was a good man, standing with your hand in mine, doing everything just right. How happy we would be. Instead, you're looking at a no good fool, giving in the sad, sad eye, doing what your good book tells you when you see a man in need. I don't want your charity. You ain't gotta toe that line. If I had a different history, tell me, would it make you mine? If I was a good man. If I was a good man. If I was a good man. Pity on us simple-minded. We make a lot of bad mistakes. We never seem to roll a lever. We never seem to catch a break. And I've done things there's no excuse for. Ain't no way to turn back time. I'm busy trying to fix tomorrow by leaving yesterday behind. I hear you come confusing love and forgiveness, making me some special case. If you didn't have to save me, would you love me anyway? If I was a good, 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 good man. If I was a good, 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 good man. If I was a good, 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 good man. If I was a broken angel, if I stood at heaven's gate, if I wasn't all this wreckage, tell me, would it be too late? If I was a good, 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 good man. If I was a good, 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 good man. If I was a good, 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 good man. If I was a good, 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 good man. If I was a good, 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 good man. If I was a good, 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 good man. Oh, if I was a good, good man. Yeah. Man. I don't know what the exact story was for writing Good Good Man. It was, I'll have to say that a lot of the things I do are movies in my head. And they come to mind. I just come up with these things, and I wondered what the story would be between the woman that loves the bad boy. And this is his story, questioning her love. And that's where... Oh, Johnny, you like the way Jasmine sounds? I think she's a little out of tune, and she moves around a little bit. I kind of have to, you know, that I could have been the model for that jazz chord thing, right? But I kind of have to move things around to make her... she's easy to play, so she's not the most warm sounding thing, but actually it is a pretty warm sound. It's not a big boxy sound like an old guitar. But yeah, so Good Good Man was just a movie. Sometimes, you know, sometimes things just come to me, and I play the movie in my head, and that's how that one came up. I don't know who this individual was. This this rough character. And this very clearly very Christian woman trying to save him. And this is him questioning. I guess maybe some of my songs are kind of like off-Broadway in nature. The thing is going on, and the individual steps to the edge of the stage, and just, I don't know. That's where that comes from. I'm totally unprepared for this. I'm glad I didn't. I wasn't going to prepare a whole big ass thing for you people. I was just going to play songs and hope I had something to say at the end of them. So that's how I'm going to roll with it. Let's see. Another oldie. I wrote this for my buddy Ellis Paul. When he was moving to Tennessee, it really left quite a hole in my life. He was moving to Nashville because we were getting together quite frequently and holding each other's feet to the fire morally and songwriting wise. And I'm actually I'm quite a cisgendered guy. I'm pretty straight. But this is still a love song to a man I care a lot about, and I was hurt at the time. It's not your going that's so tragic, it's you leaving me here. You left the cap off the happy and now it's spilling. I got this empty cup and you fill it up with a lot of Mason-Dixon talk. You hold that airline ticket like a gun and it's killing me. Didn't you love the way the snow would cover all the barren trees in winter? Didn't you love strolling by the sea? Didn't you love the smell of spring and the honeysuckle, the tulips and the roses? Didn't you love me? Now you're taking it all to Tennessee. You're taking it all to Tennessee. You're taking it all to Tennessee. What about me? I haven't heard you mention my name, and tomorrow in the same phrase since the Smoky Mountain conversation started. You've got this picture of your place and you flash it in my face. Well, if you want me to, for you I'll be excited. I love you and your reflection and your shadow. Oh, I loved it all, and I still do. You can count on that forever and ever. And like the western sky will always host the sun when the day is through. It's the totally different view now that you're gone, gone. Taking it all to Tennessee. Taking it all to Tennessee. Taking it all to Tennessee. What about me? Poet's heart to hell in the same to your minstrel spirit. That's the thing to love about you most, it roll these wheels. Unless you're singing coming home, I don't want to hear another song about me. Pack it up, pack it up, pack it, taking it all to Tennessee. Taking it all to Tennessee. Taking it all to Tennessee. What about me? Hey, yeah. Taking it, yeah. Taking it all, taking everything and taking it all. Me taking it all. What about me? Haven't played that in a long time either. But yeah, you're right, Karen. Doesn't matter what kind of love. Love lost is love unbearable. Yeah, it is. So yeah, that's where I might have to tune this after that. Yeah. Yeah, that's where that song comes from. And yeah, that was a love song to a buddy. That's where that goes. And sometimes I think when the idea for the song hits, and the emotion in the song gets rechanneled somehow. You don't write, damn it, you whacker, fracker, whacker. The emotion gets rechanneled into something actually quite creative. And I don't know how that happens. I have books here on songwriting that I'm sure some people think they know where it comes from, or like Richard Thompson goes to an office and writes every day, and then there's people like Daryl Scott who doesn't write unless it hits him in the head, and everything in between. So I'm not sure where that comes from, with that creative spark, where suddenly the idea of the thing is hitting you and you need to write it down. But the hard work comes in making it into a certain amount of poetry that that's the whole thing. That's the whole songwriting creative thing. That's what I do on my Tuesdays when I wake up for a bit after I get back from my run. That's what tomorrow will be about. I'll get up in the morning, and before I eat, I'll go for a run. That'll burn fat instead of muscle and sugar. And yeah, Daryl Scott is. It's like Daryl Scott gives me the opportunity to say that it's okay to not be famous, because Daryl Scott isn't famous. And if Daryl Scott isn't famous, there's really no justification in the world to even live, because he is an incredible player, a remarkable singer, and an unparalleled writer. He does it all with brilliance, and he's just not recognized. And that's one of those things. That's one of those things. So, yeah, so, I may have told a story about this song, but I'm going to play it first. Unfamiliar moon, stars of out of place, everything is new, everything is changed. Like a baby child just has to cry when she sees it for the first time and she don't understand. Now then there's no you, everything is new like this unfamiliar moon. That can't be a song. Those are the words I know. The melody's all wrong, but the DJ says that's how it goes. Like a child has learned on his own. You get too close to a bird and she'll be gone. Now then there's no you, everything is new like this unfamiliar moon. can't be my house. How can this be home? I don't recognize it anymore. Each step to the front door is higher than I've known. It's like climbing up a mountain, 'cause now I climb alone. Now then there's no you. Everything is new, like this unfamiliar moon. Now then there's no you. Everything is new, like this unfamiliar moon. This song, I think I've told this story here before. A friend of mine came to one of my gigs, and she was looking really down, and I was like, "What's up?" And she says, "Yes, Jeanette, it is about life, about to change." And she says, "My husband and I are breaking up." And I was kind of blown. I was like, "Wow, I didn't realize that was going to be something that, oh wow." And then she came to another gig, not soon after that, but soon after that. And the gigs weren't, they were kind of equidistant, and it had been a while. And I said, "Well, how did that go?" Because she had said, "Well, I'm giving him this Saturday to get all of his stuff out. And I decided to come hear you sing. And then I was going to go home, basically knowing that the house was going to be empty of anything that was his." And then I said to her, when I saw her the second time, I said, "So how was that?" And she said, "It was surreal." She says, none of it seemed real, because I guess they'd been married for 20 years or something, and nothing seemed real. And I said, "Wow." She says, I walked up to the front of the house, and I looked up, and not even the moon wasn't even familiar to me. And I was like, "Oh, is that right? I'm so sorry." And then she says, but the one that stuck to me was, she said, each step going up to the front door, each step seemed higher than the one previous. And then, I was in, but she just remembers so clearly the moon shining on her and going up into that house. And I was just blown away by that image. And that's where that came from. And that ended up being that song. And it's one of those songs that it didn't take long to write. It's though anybody that plays guitar, C, na 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 na, G, A minor, F. Move the finger up just a little bit, and then C, add that G in the bass thing, and then move the finger up again, and then A minor, and then F. It's not really. People say, "Oh, Vance, you're so jazzy. You're so jazzy." I said, "No, that's straight up country. That's a straight up country thing. It's not, What can I tell you? It was that's how that song went. I'm going to tune because you'll appreciate me better. I'm probably up a quarter step now. All right. That's a little bit of problem with Jasmine that way. Oh, here's one that has a nice story behind it. When evening falls on Brunswick County, I can hear Atlantic water lap around the eastern shore, as far in as Varnum town. Cannonballs from blockade runners sit silent in the old town ruins. Confederate and Union ships lie mute in their war trade round. It's quiet on the ocean highway, Sandy Creek to Calabash. I come in from Pender County, all because you asked to hold my hand. When evening falls on Brunswick County, I can hear your laughter as it echoes round the eastern shore, as far in as Varnum town. It's quiet on the ocean highway, Sandy Creek to Calabash. I come in from Pender County, all because you asked to hold my hand. When evening falls on Brunswick County, I can hear your laughter as it echoes round the eastern shore, as far in as Varnum town. There it is. That song, I may have told this story before too, though. That song was, there was a group of people that, in a retirement community, just post-retirement community in North Carolina. I think it was North Carolina or South Carolina, one of the two. And they had invited me down to play. They've invited a bunch of us down to play at some point in time. Me and Susan Werner, and I think John Gorka has played it. And it always sells out because it's like these people they're away from New York, and they're either vacationing down there or they've retired down to this one little inlet community. And it's not quite Florida, but it is retirement. And we had a great first year, and then the woman that runs it got a hold of me and said, we would love if you could help us out even more, and because we want to put together a CD of our favorite performers doing some song or another to give away or sell at our other concerts throughout the year to support, to fund having you folks down there. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'd love to, put a song on a CD. And time went by, and time went by, and time went by. And like 5 months went by. And this woman got back to me, and she wrote me a letter, and she says, well, I just wanted to check in with you. I hope you aren't angry at us. You never got back with the song, and I just hope you're doing well. We'd still love to have you back, but we sure wish we could have. Yours was one of the most popular concerts, and we're sorry we couldn't get you on the CD that is going to get mastered very soon. Thank you very much for, if you did consider, thank you much for considering it, and hopefully we'll be in touch. And I was like, oh my God. So I got online and I started writing her. I was like, Jeannie, I think her name is. Jeannie, when is this being mastered? When is this CD being mastered? And she says, tomorrow evening at 5. And it was the previous day around 10 o'clock in the morning. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will write you a song, record it, and it will be there to be mastered by 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I don't think she totally believed that that's what I would pull off, but that's what I did. I went to Wikipedia, and I knew that where this place was Brunswick County, and I looked at the history of Brunswick County and all the towns that surrounded it and the roads that connected it, and I put together a love story. And the line that goes, cannonballs from blockade runners sit silent in the old town ruins. Blockade runners were a type of fighting ship that the Confederates and the Union both used. And the cannonballs that were fired from those ships to the land in the battles ended up somewhere on the land and were monuments later. They just left the cannonball there and they made them monuments. And then the ships that sank, they just left in the water. And that's where the line of Confederate and Union ships lie mute in their watery drown. I used drown as a noun, and I was very proud of that. That seemed like some old English stuff to do. And I basically tried my best to make an old British Isles tune for them. And to the point that when I recorded it, I hired Anya Minot, the Celtic harp player and singer, because she owed me a little bit. I've been reviewing some songs of hers, and so she put harp rather than not that kind of harp, more like this harp, and she knocked that out of the park, and it was a triumph for me coming up with that tune. So, so you the Pog champ. I don't know, what kind of name is that? X66 bruh, X666. Is there something you want to hear? Well, I'm glad you're here. We're just a music channel over here, bruh. Whoever you are. So if there's something you want to hear, I'll try to play it. But otherwise, I'm glad you're here. Whoever you are. Somebody stumbled on my channel. That's cool. I know, right? It was Celtic Vance. Hey, so that's where that comes from. Let me do a quick commercial. 10% tonight goes to FoodLink. Yeah, how many times have I donated to FoodLink? I think this will be, during my tenure doing this, 4th or 5th. But my motto tonight is, for this Arlington-based place that rescues food from restaurants and from shopping stores, that food that is just going past its due date, but it's perfectly fine. Peepa's is still hungry, ain't they? So I always feel good about donating to them. I did a long scan of places to donate to, and I like to keep it local. Yeah, there are a million things I could donate to that are national and such, but I like to keep it in the New England area if I can, and so that's what I did. Yuma Sumac. Who is Yuma Sumac? I don't even know who that is. But so that's where the food's going. That's where the food comes from and is going out to the people in the area, and that's who I am donating 10% of whatever I make tonight to. So Frank came here to sign the All Japanese Horror Song Night petition. Seriously? I don't even know what that means. Japanese horror song. Only Japanese thing I know, and clearly I don't know that. I could do some of the theme stuff from the Godzilla movies. Yeah, Sugiyaki, that was quite the tune. You guys are cracking me up, honestly. Oh. Franklin, you were cracking me up. It was great to see you Sunday, Franklin. Here's a song with a story behind it. Just a man with a boat that I saw on a picture long ago. Just a magazine ad. An old broom ship that I brightly lit at the stern, and he smiled as he waved at me over his shoulder, saying, "Come sail with me, welcome aboard." Just a memory, somewhere to be when you're too young to run, where each angry word drown in the sound of the sea, and we laughed and told the line of a candy cane anchor. I was one of his black and blue children, fishing for angels at sea. It's Pablo's lights that I dream of by the riverside, that I see as the horizon pulls up for the day. I've got the soul of the mainland on my AM dial, but oh, what a welcome sight to see Pablo's lights. And I'd wait for him. I could hear his diesel humming and we'd sing along. And together we'd sound like a symphony that would take me far away from the bruises of the shoreline, where I'd no longer hear the sounds of fighting ringing inside my head. It's Pablo's lights that I dream of by the riverside, that I see as the horizon folds up for the day. I've got the soul of the mainland on my AM dial, but oh, what a welcome sight to see Pablo's lights. Let them shine. It won't hurt so bad for so long as time, as long as they shine, and I can see them burning bright. Now I steal these words and these phrases from my life, rearrange them some. They still cut like a knife, but I'll make peace with them and silence forever the slap of yesterday. Till then I'll go off somewhere inside my head. It's Pablo's lights that I dream of by the riverside, that I see as the horizon folds up for the day. I've got the soul of the mainland on my AM dial. Oh, what a welcome sight. Oh, what a welcome sight. Pablo's lights. Let them shine. So, Pablo's Lights was written after watching the movie with Raul Julia and William Hurt, Kiss of the Spider Woman. And it was, one of them was, the two individuals in Kiss of the Spider Woman were inadvertently teaching the other how to be better people. And one of the William Hurt character was teaching the Raul Julia character how to, when he was being tortured for information, he taught him how to go off somewhere else in his head. And the Raul Julia character taught the William Hurt character how to just be a bigger and stronger individual, because that character was actually not, wow, how do I put this? William Hurt's character was a secret spy trying to get information out of this Raul Julia character by seducing him in a jail cell. They shared a jail cell, seducing him and turning him into a lover. And because the William Hurt character was gay. And he was taught strength. They were each taught a certain amount of strength. And so I took that idea, that final idea, as the Raul Julia character was being tortured. He headed off into a sunset on a, if I'm not mistaken, a sunset on a boat. And I took that idea and said, well, isn't that what any of us that have been through trauma in childhood do? Yeah, it's a spoiler, but you should still watch the movie. It's amazing. Anybody that's been through trauma has places that they go to soothe themselves to be somewhere else. And it's a learned skill for survival. And you make up your own world. And I speak from experience. And that's how that song came about. When people are beating each other and potentially beating you, that's where you go. And my place in that song was taken from Kiss of the Spider Woman, and I just expounded upon it. I made it more as a place to go. That guy helping you out of the water on his little lit boat. I can see the boat. It's a little tugboat, and it has a chug, chug, chug diesel engine. But it's not a frightening, big, loud sound. It's a very lugubrious sounding diesel motor. And Pablo is a very sort of V-shaped Latino looking man, slender and just kind. And when he drags you aboard the boat, he has snacks. That's what I pictured writing that song. Holy crap. I can't believe I told you all that. But that wasn't my image as a kid. But I guess it was the image I wish I had when things were going south. So that's where Pablo's Lights comes from. Somebody asked for Old White Men and the Story. And I can do that. I was such a strange boy, 40 years or so back then. Fat with big thick old glasses, I had trouble making friends. Cruising through my neighborhood, could easily have come to no good end, till I stumbled into the workshops of old white men. Call your mother, you can stay. That's about all they'd ever say. And they'd take the lid off of some old wooden box, and inside would lay a gem made of string and spring, wood and glue. Right then and there, I'm sure I knew firsthand the raw ingredient of old white men. Old white men get teary-eyed December 7th. Old white men salute every flag they see. Old white men didn't care how cool I could be. A drop of glue will do to helping men. Put the cap on when you're through, said old white men. It was all ball-peen hammers and calipers, dovetail joints and acetone, tubes and printed circuits, screws and spokes and wheels. The difference between truth and opinion. When you're old enough, be sure you vote, and never trust a woman wearing more than 3-inch heels. Oh, white men living cross-cut chainsaw lives. Oh, white men, they don't talk back to their wives. Old white men, thanks to them, I can sharpen your kitchen knife with a stone. Sometimes I wonder alone what became of old white men. If they synchronize their watches as on and on time marches, if their belts need extra notches as their waistlines grow big and round, I call their wives up often, and I carry their husbands' coffins as these gray hairs of my own chase me down. Over the years I outgrew my awkward situation. I went to college, joined the cause, became the black man I never was. And over the years I learned to view old white men with suspicion, 'cause I'd heard the world was run and ruined by old white men. Last Thursday I was hunched over my Briggs Stratton moor, trying to adjust the carburetor when this kid come bending my ear. Always bugging me when I'm working, so I said, make yourself seem useful, son. Clean the carbon off that spark plug, wipe it down, and hand it here. Old white man, look me squarely in the eyes. Old white man, then look right past my skin. Old white man, you hear them still calling. I ain't gonna stand there with that sanding block. Son of, make it so these pieces fit again. Let me show you people a picture of where old white men might come from. I was at a memorial service yesterday after flying model airplanes with a bunch of friends. I had a long weekend. Saturday, I was at a picnic for a friend of mine who's my age, who is pretty far down the road with Parkinson's. And he's had it for 12 years. And then I went flying model airplanes Sunday, and yeah, Katie, Eddie Novak was out there. And then I went to a memorial service for a friend of mine who died last year, that their family was just now getting everybody together, because you could be in the house and at least be careful enough to not get ill. And one of the men that showed up there is a guy named Harry Kashishian. And Harry is just a wonder. Harry is, he's just lovely. And I've known Harry since the 80s when I first started building models. He'd have people over his basement. He had taken over one of these model airplane companies, and you'd have people in his basement. And you had to be careful with Harry, because if you said you liked something, he would just take it off the shelf and hand it to you, which is not a great way to make money, clearly. And this is a picture of me and Harry at the memorial for this 60-year-old friend of ours. And Harry walks with a cane, and he can go up steps one at a time. He doesn't have to stop at a step and go up. And we can't wait till December 30th, because that will be, December 30th will be that man's 100th birthday. And he's as sharp as a tack, and he loves me, and he's just a brilliant modeler. And we were saying how he managed to live so long, to be 100 years old. And he's so fast that I said something to the effect that somebody said, well, it must be all of that brown skin. And I said, well, yeah, black don't crack. That's the term I like to use. And everyone was laughing. And Harry just looked in and said, well, Armenia is south. And we just fell out. And he's going to be 100 years old. And what do you do with that, right? What do you do with that? That is what old white men is about, right there. So, the past, present, and future. The past is the past. The present is going to visit this guy with Parkinson's. And the future is a 100-year-old man looking towards his next birthday. That's the goddamn future. So, I promised this song. This is for Andy. One of the Andys, not the one that comes to the meetings with you guys. This is for Andy. This is for Pam. All my friends that are female and still looking or just now settling into relationships. I hope he's the one this time. And he sees you as a mystery. And he doesn't mind some history. And understands that goodness doesn't spring from nowhere. I hope he's the one this time. I pray to God that he's an A1 listener. Fingers crossed that he's one kick-ass kisser. And that he holds your hand for no good reason. Who'd hold against you all you meant to someone else? What fool would leave you broken like the last one always does? I hope he's the one this time. May your party go on uninterrupted, and your heart gets reconstructed, and you untie the pretty bows of compromise. Cue up the band and dry your eyes and say that he's the one, 'cause maybe he's the one. I hope he's the one this time. I hope you women out there that have done your searching or have landed on the right one. That song is To You, just another little piece of a movie song, and a little bit stolen from Jimmy Webb's The Worst That Could Happen, as done by the Brooklyn Bridge. Maybe it's the best thing for you, but it's the worst that could happen to me. That. I have a ton of mail to read. If you want to hang out, please do. Look at this thick batch of mail I got to read here. Let me do a little bit of commercial here so you know that I am paying some bills based on what you send in. That's great. I'll do it twice, damn it, because I'm black and it is South, you know. When he said that shit, I just didn't know it. The first one comes from, it's a thank you note from the Boston Public Library Fund, where I donated some time ago. Thanks for your support in advance of the mission of Boston Public Library. Your gift enables the Boston Public Library to provide programs free to all in service to our community. Director of Individual Giving sent that, and they sent a bookmark. What? WT? What the? So they send a bookmark. So that's a very cool thing. I can mark books with that. That's what I can do with a bookmark. I can mark books. Yeah, it is Andy Jaley. Yeah. Yeah, that's she wanted to hear that song tonight because she finally landed with a magnificent fellow. And I can't wait to meet him at some point. It'd be cool. But we'd start some of our lessons going like, and then she was like one day, yeah, guess what? So, and this is this is from Karen. The subject of animals, I never had one because my mother was terrified of all animals. Finally, she didn't get no until she was about 30. She finally got to a store to get this is what she says. Sometimes I wonder how you got to be so great. And then inside it says, other times I think about penguins. Karen, you crack me up. Karen, you're so steadfast, and you're a neighbor. You're nearby. I love you dearly. There are some... if you can make it out to Harvard, Mass., that place is very accessible. And I'm trying to think of other accessible places you could get to. I'm going to be at Passim August 14th, and I know what pain in the butt that is for you. This is from Katie Cromwell. She's here. Thank you, Katie. And it says, that's the word for Monday nights, for the community that has emerged from your gift of sharing music and for the year when everything changed. As a small thank you, I thought I paid a photo. I didn't see this till now of your dog Roscoe. Oh, you're turning me into a mess this evening. Thank you very much. He is well captured here. I will show that to Deborah sometime during the day rather than in the evening because that will break her. But thank you, Katie. Thanks for... that's anybody that knows Roscoe. That's him wondering when you're going to throw the ball. You going to throw my ball? You going to throw my ball? What about my ball? That's very cool. This is a note from Margot, who is a student of mine. And she was paying me for some lessons, but she doesn't mind the shorter sessions, but she wants to continue supporting Mondays. So I'm not going to let you read her note because it's just the kindest thing. And thank you, Margot. I don't know if you're listening tonight, but her songwriting has changed to something that is quite remarkable, actually. And it's, wow, that's a lot of mail. Look at that stack of mail. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty great. That's all I have. And I'm happy to entertain just hanging out. I could show you a picture of Jack, my buddy with Parkinson's. I don't think he'd mind. There he is. I told him to smile. He put that smile on. Jack is a brilliant, brilliant artist. He did a Wright Brothers airplane some years ago that flew like gangbusters. And that's when I met him about 15 years ago. He brought that plane to the Nationals, and it was just a remarkable piece of work. And here's a bunch of us hanging out there with Jack out at a buddy of mine's lake house. Just a bunch, just like four of us, five of us, and Jack's wife, Cindy. So Cindy, I don't know if you're listening, but thank you for bringing my buddy out there so we could smother him with love. And Jack is still, he speaks very softly now, but he's still funny as shit. Because that's Jack. That's Jack and Cindy. I don't think they'll mind me showing their picture there. There's nothing, I'm not giving anything away. And, but yeah, you know, Jack is in the slide. And then there's this guy again, you know, there he is. That's the next day. There he is, like 99.7 years old. Harry Kashishian. Oh, bless his confounded heart. I just, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's a nice stack of mail. I see people signing off. Stick around if you want to. Ask me some things. I hadn't thought about that. Will it be under the trees? What, out in Harvard, Mass? It's under a big tent, open-sided tent. So it's very safe. It was safe a year ago when I played it. Pretty safe place to play. So that's where that is. But I will be playing indoors at Passim in the middle of August. Yeah, Jack. Jack has built some things that make. I mean, I built some pretty absurd airplanes too, Frank. But Jack has a German that Dornier with the wings sticking up, like all up, like everything wrong on it. The fuselage on one side, motor on the other, half a tail. You know, he got that stuck in a tree. That's how well he got that to fly. We had to fish that out of a tree, and he won the event. But yeah, Frank, he's Jack is Katie's card. Let's see Katie's card again. This is Katie's card. And this is Katie's picture of Roscoe. And Frank, for your local pleasure, Katie's mom used to date Eddie Novak back in the 70s. So where these people come from. What album start to finish idea? Andy Jordan, what are you talking about? Is somebody talking about an album start to finish? Oh, good God. That means I'd have to go back and learn tunes off of these albums that I don't play anymore. It's possible. I will give that a shot, a thought. It's possible. Barry Sasser had a great idea, a night of songs with body parts in them. I think that might be the next one. Barry Sasser, thank you for that comment, and thanks for your crazy continued support. Yeah, and yeah, Katie, and he's no less crazy than he was back then, apparently. I'm not going to have that song, if I got to write something tomorrow, don't I? No, I might pull up with something, Maria, but that's more Michael's. No, Drew, that's not happening. I'm not writing. I'm not playing Here I'm Waiting top to bottom. So many of these albums, there are tunes on some of these albums that I'd have to go back and do all the work to learn again. A, and B, it's because, you know, there's a self-filtering process where you put songs on an album because that sounds good there, but you'll just never play out. No, Nancy, it's not good for my brain. It's good for your brain. What's good for my brain is chicken wings. Let's be clear. Don't you feel my leg? Yeah. That's a connecting song. Maria Muldaur. Drew, I'm not going back in this chat, man. I'm not going to go back in this chat. You need... Put them in an email to me, Drew. What? I was concentrating on singing, man. Peter, it's good to see you and little Senna, his son's dog. I wish your son wasn't moving away because he's going to take that dog with him. And Senna is a gift to our dog. bringing Bessie out of her dog-hating shell. See, Drew? Drew, when I come play at your house, man, I hope you have wings that night. You gonna have some wings for me? They don't have to be too hot. Bill Gardner, he is one of my wings buddies. And Rich Ivers, the guy that died, that was at the thing with Carrie Shishishian. Rich Ivers was my chicken wing friend. We had 2 different Chinese restaurants that we would go to for wings, and they were on the buffet. And I'm sure those people were getting to the point where they were about to ask us to leave, because Rich and I would pretty much take care of, if they had a wing problem, we took care of it. Alt country theme. Wow. Well, I kind of think of my whole set like that. Maybe I could do a whole night of tunes that Jason Isbell should cover. Jason Isbell and Steve Earle should cover these tunes night. Do I sound bitter? Maybe a little. Those guys should be doing my tunes. I should at least be opening for them. So, I am doing Falcon Ridge in Connecticut. I am doing that day. Yes, ma'am. Ronell Stankus. I'm not even going to make fun of your name, Ronell, because it's just too easy. I'm going to pronounce it like with northeastern European Stankus. Ronell Stankus. Yeah. Monkeys themed night. What? Drew, seriously? I can see doing I'm a Believer. Daydream Believer is not happening. Hey, hey, we're the Monkeys isn't happening. Gosh. Well, you guys are brutal. Wings and Beacon. Yeah, well, hell yeah. Yeah, you live in Beacon, Craig? Oh, you're going to see me then. You're going to see me when I come to the theater, I'm sure. A Monkeys themed night. Honest to God. John Timaeus, wherever you are, I'll coming. Last train to Clarksville. All right, let me think about the Monkeys night. Jesus. All right. Pleasant Valley Sunday. I don't think I know Pleasant Valley Sunday. Yeah, I'm a Believer is written by Neil Diamond. That's a great song. I cannot believe. Okay. Next week will be songs that should be covered by Jason Isbell, Steve Earle, and Monkeys. That's what I'm doing next week. You can bring your mom. That's cool. Scott Williamson, you are the bomb and the beans. And thank you for just always being in my corner, bro. I just appreciate that. You graduated class of 1980, though, did you not? You were 1 year behind me, but we still hung, if I remember correctly. Give my love to your daughter and everybody else in your fam. And Little Rock had a childhood sweetheart. We were always hand in hand. Kurt Elling is a beast. What on Resonator? Daydream Believer on Resonator? A penguin night. What songs have penguins in them? You guys have lost everything that looks like common sense. Honestly. And there's 70 people still watching me going like, what are those people saying? Oh, did your mom have a good night tonight? C'est la? I'm still deciding. It could be the Monkeys. It could be alt country, and it could also be body part night. Those are the three I'm looking at. Aloysius, you was babysitting. Cool, man. Good for you. This was a fun night with Jasmine. La Lovett has a song about penguins. I don't know it. That's right. If you had common sense anyway, Amelia, right? Monkeys on a resonator. Oh my God, that sounds so funny. I'm already going to do some. I think on the album I'm going to do one more again by D'Angelo. That's going to be on resonator. Monk, be a Penny. You vote monkeys. Penny and Tony of Focopotamus they're working on a new album. You guys should look up Focopotamus. That's some of the nicest, warmest, thoughtful folk music you will wrap yourselves around. So if with your permission, maybe one night I'll slap one of your albums on and play that as my pre-music. Jasmine did okay. Jasmine is not holding tune as I'd like. Thayer, you just signing on? Oh, all right, man. Good God, Monkeys is really kind of people are really digging the ideas of doing Monkeys tunes. Boy, it's been a long time since I've even heard some of those that I could even remember. Yeah, Bonnie Hallman died. Yeah, Twice Struck by Lightning. It's got unlikely songs for Resonator. I could do Carpenters on Resonator. Yeah, that would be a strange night. It's actually Lithuanian? Well, that's cool. Depending on what you call Lithuanian, depending on what year, who was conquering what, but that's cool. How do you pronounce it, Ronell? How do you pronounce your name? Yeah, Thayer, this was a great night, man. This was a really fun night. Kathleen, you see your bag on the door. I used it this weekend. I cart my extra clothes and my lunch when I'm going to fly model airplanes in the bag you gave me. That is what that bag is particularly for. Franklin, you did not embarrass yourself, man. It was great to see you Sunday. Your planes look great. They're flying well. And we'll see you on the field. Love you, bro. A food song. That's a nice idea. A lot of these may have been covered by Lisa Jeanette's spreadsheet, but I haven't been in it in a while. Lithuanian is South. I Will Survive on Resonator. Oh, my God. I could probably do that right now, but we're done. Oh, no. Don't let Lucy get into anything like avocados or chocolate or onions. I just made myself hungry. That sounds like a nice dish right there. Love you, people. I think I'm about to sign off myself. There's 63 of you here still listening. You ain't got no sense at all. Let me do this last commercial. I'll pick one of these themes, or I might combine a couple, and we'll come up with something for next week. I plan to be here next week. I may take a Monday off coming up in July, just to do my model airplane thing and have a free night. But favorite movie themes. That's a nice idea. A week of music played by the man in the white suit so we can understand the words. I have no idea what you're talking about. But I know miso and donuts. Oh, you have a great memory, Craig. Holy smokes. And yeah, Craig, you should probably be my manager. Katie Gromit, Your picture and card mean the world. Thank you. We are in Massachusetts. We are in, well, some of my flying is done in Massachusetts. Some is done in Connecticut, in Durham, Connecticut. In Massachusetts, it's in Amesbury. Although that field is, we're heading somewhere else. I can't remember where the new field is. All right, you folks. This has been a gas as usual. Thanks for tolerating me and everything else. Thanks for the support after Old White Men. Means the world. And tell Drake that. Well, he doesn't rule me. He's not my manager. That's my agent. I'm actually looking for management, bro. But, and way beyond it, that's right. Yeah, Craig. Who are you trying to get signed to Tim Drake? Yeah, I have a little pull there, but, you know, he's got to be titillated. He's got to be... Ipswich. Thank you, George. That, Pony Express Field, is that what it's called? I haven't been there yet. I hear it's small, which means that most of my stuff isn't going to fly there because I build big airplanes. But I'm heading into smaller plane territory a bit. No, Dither Master. No, sir. You are. You're freaking awesome. You are. I saw a bumper sticker the other day that didn't say NPR. It was a New England bumper sticker that said NP and then AH. NPR. Ah! I should leave you guys with that one. I know I'm besieging you with this commercial money thing, but I figure people are scrolling past, and if they'll see it a couple of times, then I get to pay the mortgage. All right. Much love to you people. Ciao. I'll talk to you soon.